Some people have everything: talent, intelligence, opportunities, resources, and still, they never build what they want. And then there are people who started with almost nothing: no connections, no money, no obvious advantages, and they built something extraordinary. So what's the difference? It's not luck. It's not just hard work. It's not talent. It's something the Stoics understood nearly 2,000 years ago that most people never learn. Today, you're going to discover the 5 rules that separate people who actually achieve their goals from people who spend years trying without ever moving forward. Stay until rule number 5, because that one changes everything. Rule number 1, stop chasing results, master your actions. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They fix their attention on the outcome. I want the business to work. I want to be recognized. I want the numbers to go up. I want the project to take off. And the problem isn't wanting those things. The problem is that none of them are completely up to you. You can do everything right, and the business still doesn't work. You can give everything you have, and the recognition never comes. You can show up every single day, and the result still doesn't arrive when you expect it. And when that happens, most people quit because they were measuring success by something they never fully controlled. Epictetus taught something that sounds almost too simple until you actually live by it. Some things are up to us, others are not. You can't control whether the business succeeds. You can control what you do today. You can't control when the recognition comes. You can control the quality of your work. You can't control the result. You can control the process. And here's what almost nobody understands. People who master their daily actions eventually produce the results they're looking for. People who chase results directly almost always sabotage the very process that creates them. But that's not the most surprising part. Rule number 2, learn to do the hard thing even when you don't feel like it. There's a lie the modern world keeps repeating. Wait until you're motivated. Wait for the perfect moment. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until conditions are ideal. And while you're waiting, time passes. Here's the truth. Motivation doesn't show up before the action. It shows up during the action, or sometimes it doesn't show up at all. And the person waiting to feel motivated before they train, before they work on their project, before they study, before they save money, before they finish what they started, is waiting for something that may never arrive. Neuroscientists call the ability to do hard things without feeling like it delayed gratification. It's the skill of tolerating present discomfort for a future benefit, and it's directly connected to prefrontal cortex activity, the part of your brain that plans, reasons, and makes long-term decisions. The people who develop this skill most aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who show up and do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel in that moment. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every single morning, not because he felt energized, but because he understood something fundamental. Discipline is not an emotional state. It's a decision made before the motivation arrives. And what comes next completely changes the way you see the path to your goals. Rule number 3, stop needing other people's approval. There's something that kills more projects than failure ever could. The fear of what people will think. What if it doesn't work? What if they laugh? What if I fail publicly? What if they think I'm naive? What if I lose credibility? And faced with those questions, most people never start. Or they start and quit the moment the first criticism arrives. Or they change their project so many times trying to avoid rejection that it becomes unrecognizable. There's a specific neurological reason for this. Your brain was designed to live in community. Being rejected by the group was a real survival threat. So your mind takes social approval very seriously, more seriously than it rationally should. But here's the problem. If you build your life to receive applause, you end up building the life other people want to see, not the one you actually want to live. Epictetus was born a slave. No power, no wealth, no one's approval, and he became one of the most influential thinkers in history because he understood something very few people ever truly learn. The Stoic doesn't build their life for an audience. They build it according to their own values, and that difference changes absolutely everything. Rule number 4, turn every obstacle into training. Picture someone who spent months building a project. They put it out into the world, and it fails and the investor says no. The client walks away. The product doesn't work the way they expected. The project falls apart. What does most people do? They take it as a sign they're not good enough, that this path wasn't meant for them, that they should have stayed where they were, and they quit. But here's something the Stoics understood about failure, that modern psychology took centuries to confirm. The obstacle is not the enemy of progress. It is the material progress is made from. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that still feels radical today. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He wasn't romanticizing failure. He was describing something very specific, that every obstacle contains information about what isn't working, about what you still need to learn, about how you need to adapt. The people who move toward their goals the fastest aren't the ones who encounter the fewest obstacles. They're the ones who extract the most information from each one and keep going. But now we've arrived at the final rule, the most important one, the one that explains why so many people have everything they need to succeed and still get in their own way. Rule number 5, master yourself before you try to master your life. You can have the best plan in the world, the best idea, the best team, the best conditions, and still sabotage everything. How? By giving in to distraction exactly when you need to focus, by reacting with anger exactly when you need clarity, by procrastinating exactly when the work matters most, by chasing immediate rewards exactly when what you're building requires patience. The biggest enemy of success isn't the competition, it isn't the circumstances, it isn't the lack of opportunity. It's an ungoverned mind, a mind that reacts before it thinks, that avoids difficulty automatically, that reaches for comfort when it needs discipline, that gets distracted at exactly the wrong moment. Marcus Aurelius governed the most powerful empire in the world and still wrote every morning about the same battle, the battle against himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He wasn't talking about being perfect. He was talking about something far more specific, noticing the impulse before following it, choosing consciously instead of reacting automatically, building the capacity to do what's right, even when everything inside you wants to do the opposite. That doesn't happen overnight. It's built exactly like any other skill, through practice, through repetition, through small decisions made correctly, over and over, until they become who you are. Before we finish, I want you to understand something. Stoic success isn't about getting everything you want. It's about something far deeper, becoming someone capable of governing themselves while pursuing what they genuinely value, mastering your actions instead of chasing results, doing the hard thing even when you don't feel like it, building without needing anyone's approval, turning every obstacle into useful information, and governing yourself before you try to govern your life. These 5 rules aren't ancient philosophy. They are the most practical system that exists for building something real in the modern world. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago, and now so do you. What you do with it is completely up to you. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. New content every week to help you build a stronger, clearer mind. And in the next video, you'll discover something that very few people ever consider: why silence is one of the most powerful tools you can develop. See you there.